Hello everyone and welcome to Midas Academy. Today we are learning about collective bargaining. In the previous video, we have seen what is a trade union and types of trade unions and so many things. This collective bargaining is a continuous session of the trade unions. It is related. Collective bargaining is the key process in labor management relations. Collective bargaining is when the representative of workers, that means the trade union's leader, usually negotiate with the employer to decide on wages, working hours, benefits, and all other employment conditions. This process helps to maintain a fairness and a balance in the workplace. Let's move on to the key features of collective bargaining. The features of collective bargaining are bilateral process, negotiation and dialogue, dynamic and continuous, legally recognized. Bilateral process means both the employer and the trade union leader, who is the representative of employees, are involved in the collective bargaining process. Negotiation and dialogue. Negotiation and dialogue means it seeks a mutual acceptable outcome, which means the goal is to reach a mutual agreement between both the employer as well as the trade union leader. And coming to dynamic and continuous process, it is not an one-time event. The collective bargaining evolves as an agreement as the workplace needs continuous change. And legally recognized. Legally recognized means it is accepted in many countries. What is accepted? The collective bargaining by the employees' representative is accepted as a legal standard in many countries. Next comes objectives of collective bargaining. The primary goal of collective bargaining are to improve wages and working conditions, secure job security for workers, address grievances and disputes, foster cooperation and industrial peace. To improve wages and working conditions means the employees are not satisfied with their wages, so the employees and the employee representative can negotiate with the employer about this wages through collective bargaining. And also regarding the job security and other benefits can be discussed through collective bargaining to the employer. Because there are so many companies, they have given layoff. There was no job security, so they lay off the employees. This can be discussed and negotiated with the employer through collective bargaining. And in case if there is any grievances in the workplace, grievances means any issues that is hindering the workplace, or if the employees are not satisfied with the workplace, those are called grievances, and that grievances can be addressed to the employer through the collective bargaining. And sometimes there might be strikes or conflicts from between the employer and employee, bonus strike or something like that. These things can be avoided through the collective bargaining with the employer. And ultimately, the aim of the collective bargaining is to promote industrial peace and cooperation. Let's move on to the types of collective bargaining. There are different types of collective bargaining: distributive bargaining, integrative bargaining, productivity bargaining, composite bargaining. Let me explain the first two, distributive bargaining and integrative bargaining, first, and move on to the next two later. Distributive bargaining divides a fixed resources, which means it focuses on dividing or distributing the fixed amount of resources. It often results in win-lose scenario where one party gains and the other party lose. For example, wages. If the wages is agreed to be increased through collective bargaining, then the employees gain but the employer lose. And next comes integrative bargaining. Integrative bargaining seeks win-win solution, which means both the parties win. It aims to create mutual gains by finding solutions that satisfy the need of both the parties involved in the collective bargaining. Next comes the productivity bargaining. Productivity bargaining links pay to productivity improvement or productivity gain, which means the negotiation goes like this. We will pay, the employer might say that we will increase the pay or other benefits, but in exchange, the workers have to practice a new technology or new skill to boost the employees' productivity. For example, a factory worker agrees to operate different machines or to perform maintenance tasks to increase the production line efficiency. They might get a increase in they will get a increase in their pay. In simple, the employer negotiates with the employee's representative. We will give you the pay increase or we will increase the other benefits if you adapt to the new technology or new task or new skill to increase the productivity. And the next type of collective bargaining is composite bargaining. Composite bargaining covers multiple issues and sets a pattern. Multiple issues includes working conditions, welfare, job security, and so many issues like that. And also it sets as a pattern means if it is accepted by one employer, then it will be taken as a model and it will be followed by other employees in the same type of industry or same type of sector. For example, if an employer accepts any condition like benefits or working conditions through the composite bargaining agreement, the union ensures that their members enjoy similar benefit or similar working conditions regardless of which company they work for. And we are moving to stages of collective bargaining. There are 5 stages in collective bargaining: preparation stage, negotiation stage, agreement stage, implementation stage, and administration stage. In preparation stage, both the sides, which means the employer as well as the employee, they do some research, they set the goals, strategies, they gather the facts and plan the strategies. In the second stage, negotiation stage, both the parties discuss face to face and the proposals are exchanged between the parties. And in the third stage, agreement stage, both the parties draft their agreement and finalize their agreement and sign the contract. In the fourth stage, implementation stage, the agreement whichever is accepted is put into action or practice. And in the fifth stage, administration stage, both the parties ensures compliance and address in case of any disputes and resolves the issues. There comes a question, why is this process of collective bargaining so important? Yes, it is important because it helps to protect workers' rights and interest, and it ensures a fair pay or wages and safe working conditions. It prevents industrial disputes through dialogue, and it avoids conflicts. It strengthens the employer-employee relationship and promotes a democracy in the workplace. Let me wind up this session with a real-life example of collective bargaining. Tata Steel is known for its positive labor relations. For decades, the company has had a long-standing collective bargaining relationship with its employee unions. In 2022, Tata Steel concluded a collective bargaining agreement with the Tata Workers Union in Jamshedpur. Negotiated a long-term wage agreement includes wage hikes for employees, performance-linked bonus, improved medical benefits. This was done without any strikes or unrest, showing how peacefully bargaining can lead to a strong employer-employee cooperation. It is a great example of how collective bargaining can work effectively and respectfully in peace. And this leads to a total bonus payout of rupees 314.70 crore for the 2022 to 2023 period. So to conclude, collective bargaining is not just about negotiation, it's about building trust, reducing conflict, and making the workplace better for everyone. It empowers workers and also promotes fairness in labor practice. Thank you for watching the video, and if you think it's really useful for you, please subscribe, like and share with your friends and comment too.